There's something happening right now, something subtle, quiet, almost invisible, not because you're blind to it, but because you were trained your whole life to look everywhere except the one place where real change actually begins. And yet here you are, watching this, at this exact moment in your story. Not earlier, not later, now. That's not coincidence. That's timing. That's alignment. That's the universe whispering, you're finally at the frequency where this can land. The universe never sends the message when you think you're ready. It sends the message when you're actually ready, even if on the surface you still feel confused, restless, not there yet. And here's the part almost everyone misses. Some truths only appear once, not because the universe is cruel, but because certain windows only open when your consciousness is sharp enough to receive what would have bounced off you before. And right now, you're in one of those windows. That restlessness you've been feeling lately, the way old habits feel tight on your skin, how certain conversations suddenly feel empty, how the life that used to feel fine now feels like you're wearing someone else's clothes. That's not burnout. That's not boredom. That's not you changing for no reason. That's preparation. That's the inner shift before the outer shift. That's life clearing space inside you for something you haven't met yet. Most people wait for the perfect moment to change. You didn't. You walked right into this message at the exact second your soul said, enough. Breakthroughs never feel like breakthroughs in real time. They feel like confusion, like chaos, like everything you depended on dissolving between your fingers. People around you will say, you're going through a phase, but you're not. You're going through a metamorphosis. And metamorphosis is uncomfortable for everyone involved, especially the one becoming something new. Most people negotiate with transformation. They want change without loss, growth without discomfort, breakthrough without breaking anything, and that's why they stay exactly where they are. But you wouldn't still be here if you weren't different. Your old life is too small now, your old patterns too predictable, your old identity too quiet for the person you're becoming. This moment right now is the beginning of a conversation with your life that only awakened people get to have. Not how do I fix what's wrong, but what wants to emerge if I stop forcing what no longer fits. Not how do I survive this phase, but what if this isn't a phase? What if it's a doorway? Not how do I make the old life feel better, but what happens if I stop pretending the old life is mine? And you can feel it, can't you? That pull, that pressure, that quiet but undeniable gravity towards something deeper. You've outgrown a version of yourself you haven't even named yet. And that's why let's sit in that stillness together, because sometimes the moment you stop fighting the change is the exact moment life starts breathing again through you. And that feeling, that strange calm, that isn't really calm, that quiet electricity in your chest, that soft trembling under your ribs, that sense of something ancient waking up inside you, that's your real self finally stretching after years of being folded. That's your truth loosening its shoulders. That's your old identity cracking at the seams. That's the first inhale of a life that actually fits. It feels like relief and fear holding hands, sadness and clarity sharing the same breath, a funeral for who you were and a birth for who you are becoming. It's grief wrapped in destiny. It's loss wrapped in freedom. It's the sound of the soul saying, finally. The Stoic Musonius Rufus once said, nothing burdens us more than the things we insist on carrying. And you feel that truth right there in your chest, heavy but freeing, like a knot finally loosening. It's the moment when your body knows before your mind does. You're done fighting battles that aren't yours anymore. The Buddhists call it the cessation of suffering. The Sufis call it fana, the dissolving of what no longer serves. You might call it something simpler, peace you didn't know you were starving for. And from here, this is where the shift begins. Here's what happens when you stop fighting it. Suddenly, all that energy you've been wasting trying to revive things that are already over, it comes back to you like a tide that was always yours. You start breathing again, not that shallow survival breathing, but the deep, calm inhale of someone who finally let go of what was choking them. You feel lighter, You remember what peace tastes like, that clean, quiet clarity you forgot was possible. And then life starts to rearrange itself around your new frequency. Not magically, naturally. The right people appear not because they just arrive, but because you finally stopped blocking the door with people who were leaving. The right opportunities find you because your energy stops broadcasting desperation and starts whispering truth. The world looks different. Colors come back, your intuition sharpens, things click. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but your estimate of it." And now suddenly your estimate changes, your whole inner math rewires itself. You stop seeing loss as punishment and start seeing it as redirection. The world didn't change, your vision did. And you'll notice something beautiful in this new season. Some people will stay because they were meant to walk with you, not behind you, not ahead of you, with you. Others won't, and that's okay. Some souls were only assigned to the chapter where you were learning who you are, not the chapter where you become it. As John O'Donohue said, there are people whose presence is a bridge and others who are a cage. Learn to bless both, because both shaped you, and you move on with love, even if you move on alone. This isn't about burning bridges, it's about crossing the right ones, the ones that pull the future version of you closer. Because the truth is simple, you don't have to destroy your past to evolve, you just have to integrate it. Every mistake, every heartbreak, every scar, they're not baggage, they're blueprints. Nietzsche said, "You must have chaos within you to give birth to a dancing star." And whether you like it or not, your chaos taught you how to shine. You're not starting over, you're starting wiser. But now you have a responsibility to stop dragging dead weight into a life that's trying to rise. If it drains your energy, it doesn't deserve your future. If it shrinks your soul, it doesn't belong in your story. So here's the truth, the one most people avoid. You're not lost. You're transitioning. You're not falling apart. You're being rearranged for alignment. You're not behind. You are exactly on time for the person you're becoming. Your new season isn't coming. It's already here. The real question is, will you let yourself walk into it, or will you keep negotiating with the parts of your life that have already closed? Because when you finally step into that current, when you stop fighting it and finally let yourself flow, you realize something sacred. You are never breaking down. You are breaking through. And the version of you that's emerging, he's not softer, he's clearer, stronger, quieter, but sharper. As Carl Jung said, "I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become." And today, finally, you choose.